Hey everyone, what's going on? This is Mr. Riley coming to you live from the West Coast, the best coast, the West Side. If you are joining us on Facebook, you shouldn't be seeing this message because my streaming software says there's an error starting. So I need for all of my Facebook peeps to come on over to the YouTube channel This Week in Pali Football. We'll try to drop it over here during the intro. But yeah, welcome to another episode of This Week in Pali Football, and I'll see you on the other side. Hopefully, you'll catch me on the YouTubes. Facebook is acting crazy tonight, so we'll see you after the intro. Thanks for joining.
Hey, win on me, win on three, ready, 1, 2, 3. Win! Oh, yeah! Stop playing with a piece! 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 Stop playing with a piece!
Some call it the gridiron.
Nice run, way to skim it.
Others, 100 yards of pain.
Too much.
We just like to call it football.
Football.
With Facebook James.
Football, baby.
Football, baby, indeed. What's going on, everyone? Mr. Riley here. You can call me Mr. You can call me Facebook James. It's all good. Whatever you call me. Like our guest, he referred to me as coach. I'll take coach. You know what I'm saying? I can be the social media coach for Pali Football. It's all good. We're going to have a good time tonight. So check this out. I don't know if you saw in the intro, but for whatever reason, or I shouldn't say I should just say YouTube is not playing well tonight. And so when I went to hit the start button, it said Facebook error. So what I need for you to do is if you're watching on YouTube right now, go ahead to your Facebook page and just grab the link, or I think I dropped it here. You know what? I might be able to drop it over here in the chat for us to, booyah. Okay, so you need to come on over and watch us on YouTube. Not on Facebook. It's not acting too well, and so I know Brett. He's going to send out the bat signal to his peoples, to his mom, dad, family. I probably need to send it out to Coach. But yeah, so whoever's going to be here, just come and join us. We're going to have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful conversation with perspective. Well, and not even perspective. We're going to say QB, Brett Fetterman. So he's going to join me in a couple of minutes. So we have a good time. He already told me, he's like, hey, look, Coach, I like to talk. I'm like, hey, I like to talk too. This is going to be a wonderful, wonderful conversation. But just some Pali updates real quick. And so next weekend, as we move closer and closer to the end of spring, and we're getting closer to the summer and summer workouts. Right now, here's a wonderful time for the kids, for the boys, not kids, for the boys to, continue to develop their skills on the field. And so there are several 7-on-7 tournaments coming up. And if you don't know what a 7-on-7 is mostly our skill positions. We're looking at our QBs, receivers, running backs, wide receivers, DBs, linebackers, all of those guys. I might have missed one or two positions. All of those guys participate in tournaments against other schools, against football teams, and they're trying to score touchdowns. It's not really like a full 11-on-11. It's 7-on-7, and so you got offense and defense, and so those guys will be involved in a tournament coming up against, or not against, but with Marshall, because you can have up to 10, 8 teams, 6 teams, in a tournament, and they're all trying to get ready for spring ball practice and also ultimately the fall football season. So 7-on-7 is going down next week at Marshall High School, and if you're on the Slack, Pali Football Slack account, you probably will receive notifications about that particular event coming up. And so I know Brett is fired up, and I'm sure some of the other Pali football ballers are fired up as well. So let's go ahead and bring in my man who will be a senior. He's a junior right now. He's a senior, and this dude, who told him to take 3 AP courses? He started out, but then he learned. He said, you know what, let me just take 2. Welcome to the show, my man, Brett Fetterman. What's going on, Brett?
How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Hey, man, thanks for having us. Thanks for having us. Thanks for being a part of this wonderful conversation, man. What's going on with you? How was your day today, sir?
It was stressful a little bit. We're kind of winding down a little bit again, as you said, with the AP courses. So we're starting to really pound everything, study. Great thing is we got to end it with 6 periods, so I got to throw a little bit today. So that was
Absolutely.
really good.
Man, yeah, anytime you can throw that pig skin,
Yeah,
with your boys and against your boys, trying to do whatever, your goal is to get better day by day. How is the 6 period football class going on right now for you, Brett?
it's I would definitely all credit to Jake Treybatch's dad, Eric, who I've known since I was 7 years old. Like I really appreciate him taking time out of his life to come help us for our last season. I would say it's different than other years. We're really trying to pound discipline and really focus workouts that are actually going to impact our play on the field. As I told some of the boys like 2 days ago, like I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything to them like ever. Like we're not the strongest, we're not the biggest, we're not the fastest, but if we have heart, we can go places. And our goal is to make it where no Pali football team has ever made it, and that's a championship.
Man, that sounds like he's spoken like a true leader, man, true leader. Um,
Appreciate it.
so listen, man. Before we get into all the Pally football stuff, man, let's just help the people understand who you are as a young man, as a student athlete. So I would normally do something like this on like our photo day. I would kind of record and then use it for content. But we're gonna go ahead and knock it out right now. Okay, so um, first question, what I call let's 4 downs with Facebook James. Okay, 4 downs.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, first down. Uh, favorite teacher on campus?
Favorite teacher on probably Mr.
Yeah.
Knoll. Mr.
Okay,
Knoll, my history teacher.
history teacher. Okay,
Yeah.
what is it about Mr. Noel that makes him kind of special for you?
For me, he's definitely on the younger side. I think he's around like 27. He
Okay,
used to be a camp counselor.
okay.
And what's interesting to me is he can kind of relate to us. And as he was in high school more recently than some of the other teachers on campus. So he kind of gets it and he's really down to earth. Um, and he's honestly one of the smartest people I've ever known. And
Oh,
I think it's just
okay.
been really awesome learning from him this year.
Awesome, awesome. Now, what history class is this?
I've been AP US history.
AP US history. Okay,
AP
cool, cool.
US, yeah.
Now that's covering the period from when to when.
So basically, right before we signed the Declaration of Independence, so like
Okay,
1730s
okay.
up until I think to like early 2000s, if we can
S-
get there.
So you're covering all of US history.
It's a wide range of US history,
Okay.
yes.
Do you have a favorite period for US history in terms of just period in terms of years?
Um, for me, I'm not so much years, but more World War II.
Okay.
Just because I feel like it. Which what the crazy thing is that it happened so recently.
Yeah.
And just to
Yeah.
see, like, how our country is trying to progress from that and all the different changes that happened from that war happening, in my opinion, are just really interesting.
Absolutely. Okay. Good deal. Good deal. Okay. So then I think I might know the answer to second down. So let's just go ahead and get it, man.
Right.
Your favorite subject in high school.
History.
See, that's what I said. I should
Yeah,
have
you got me.
what I should have what I usually start off with is your favorite subject for first down, but
Yeah.
it's all good. Okay, so it's like an automatic first down, but we're gonna go ahead and go to third down.
Alright, sounds good.
Okay, so you got favorite teacher, Mr. Knoll, favorite subject. Um, third down, man. Um, favorite place to hang out in the Palisades.
Oh, probably the Palisades Garden Cafe, just because I mean, that has been the spot
Yeah,
ever since I can remember.
yeah.
Uh
That's like everybody's spot, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know that's a pretty generic answer, but I mean, it's the truth. I mean, like, if you live in the Palisades, that's just kinda what you know.
Listen,
Uh,
you don't have to live in the Palace. I don't live anywhere near the Palisades. Live in
yeah,
Inglewood. Inglewood up to no good. I live in Inglewood. So, but because I've had four I've had 3 graduate and 1 is still there. I know
Yeah,
that the Garden is legendary. It's been there for
it
quite some
really
time.
is.
So it's a
Yeah.
legendary spot. Okay, cool. Favorite thing to get there at, uh, dang, I forgot about the Garden. Favorite thing to get at the Garden.
um, Probably the double double with bacon and usually like
Okay,
a strawberry banana smoothie is usually
okay,
my go-to. Yeah.
okay. All right, that's what's up. I don't think I've had a. I might have had a burger. I've had a piece of a burger, like my daddy. You want? Okay, sure, babe. But
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever really had like a full. I know their fries are legendary because
They
they
are.
at least they used to give you a lot. I don't know about now,
Yeah,
but
no, they still give you a
they
ton.
still okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think I've ever had a burger. I think I've maybe had the
I recommend
sandwich.
it for
Okay,
sure.
all right,
It's
cool.
yeah.
All right, and then last question, man, to help us kind of understand who the man is, Brett Fetterman, man. Gaming system, PlayStation or Xbox?
Xbox all the way.
Okay, all right. Why
Yeah.
Xbox, man?
I think well, I had older brothers, so their Xbox 360 kind of got handed down to me. So
Ah,
kind of wasn't my choice, more it
I got
runs
you,
in the family.
got you,
And that's kind of went off from there. Yeah.
got you. Now, let me ask you: do you have your own Xbox?
I do now have my own Xbox, yes.
And what was that feeling like? Because my boys went, for a time. Let me see. I know, we. I think we had we had the Wii. We started off with the Wii, and this is before they were kind of not old enough to have their own gaming
Yeah,
system.
right.
And so we had the Wii, which is legendary. That's a
Yeah, I
legendary
had the
gaming
Wii.
system.
That was big in my family.
Man,
Wii was huge
okay.
in my family.
Um, and then I think we eventually, I think the oldest, he wanted something for his birthday, so I think we got him a PlayStation, and then son number 2, he wanted something. We got, but during that time, we had a couple of people gift us some Xboxes, and so, but they never
Yeah.
did really gravitate to the Xbox, and they would play it because they had friends who had an Xbox and they would play,
Right.
but they just kind of stuck with the PlayStation thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you were very, very excited to have your own gaming
I
system.
was very excited, yes. It was life-changing.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, and
Yeah.
then here's the funny thing, man. I mean, once that PS5 came out, I mean, it was bananas. It was bonkers
Oh, yeah,
because
really.
the oldest one brought the youngest one a PlayStation 5, and he really didn't know it because the oldest one, when he bought it, he was about to have oral surgery, and and he gave son number 3 the information to buy it, and when he
Yeah.
came out of surgery, he was like, guess what guess what you bought, and son number 1 was like, you got to be kidding me.
That's
So
hilarious.
it was hilarious, man. And so
Yeah,
eventually all 3 of them now, they all have their Xbox, their
good,
PlayStation 5s, and so it's just
good,
a
good.
wonderful thing. It kind of makes me wish that I had a PlayStation 5, or Xbox.
Yeah. I think they're equally great. I just think
Yeah.
it's whatever that first one you get, it's kinda from there, you kinda just stick with it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, favorite game to play on the Xbox?
Uh, Either Madden or Call of Duty.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, Matt.
yeah.
Okay, favorite team to run with?
In Madden,
Yeah.
Ravens. I'm a
Oh,
Lamar
you
Jackson.
you a Ravens dude too?
I'm a Rams guy. It's
Oh,
just
okay. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm a big Rams guy. It's just Matthew Stafford is not the best to use in Madden, and Lamar
Ah,
is.
yes. Because he can,
So,
do them tricks and spins. Now you can
oh
make your guy kind of miss, you
oh, yeah.
know.
All sorts of things. Yeah,
That's awesome. That's awesome, man.
yeah.
Okay, so Rams is your team. How long have you had that problem?
I've good one. So, actually, originally, I started as a Bears fan just because the
Okay.
Rams didn't come here till 2016 because my grandpa was
Yes.
kind of a Bears fan.
Yeah.
And then right in 2016 when it got announced, my dad bought us all season tickets for that 4-12 first season. And it was kind of from there. I just fell in love with them.
Got you. No, you know what? I'm a Cowboys fan, so
Ooh, okay.
I'm kind of man, Jerry Jones, he's making it hard for me to be a Cowboy fan now because
Very, very hard.
you hear all these rumors at the end of the season about, hey, Cowboys might pick up Derrick Henry, Cowboys might get this and
Right.
that. We got nobody. We signed nobody in free agency.
Well, and it's probably especially aggravating when you see their rival Eagles spending all this kind of money. And Yeah,
Man, I mean, I can understand Saquon leaving the Giants because they've been terrible for years, so I
it
get
makes
that.
sense. It
You
makes
know,
sense.
it makes sense, right?
Yeah, totally.
But going and I'm even see this is you know this is equally is why I'm just like ticked off at the Giants because why would you just give it to a rival? Why? What it in the same conference? Come on, dude. What sense does
And
that make?
exactly. NFC East is crazy.
It is
It's
it's gonna
crazy.
be yeah, it's gonna be crazy. I mean, and how the Eagles, they had their tailspin this year,
Oh yeah,
pardon the pun. They spun out and just didn't do so well.
yeah,
And it's just like, oh man.
yeah.
So here's the scenario with the Cowboys. They're gonna blame everything that didn't happen on Dak.
I heard that this morning on First Take. Stephen A. Smith. I heard him say that.
They gonna blame him
Yep.
not catching the ball. They're gonna blame him not running the ball. They're gonna blame him for not punting and making field goals.
Yeah,
Everything is gonna be on Dak. I'm like, no, blame Jerry and Steven and all the Jones family because y'all didn't go out in free agency and get somebody to make the team better. So I
and
don't know.
quite frankly, the last 27 years, you guys haven't gone out in free agency and gotten someone better.
And you got people leaving. Like I mean, man,
Yeah,
we can sit here and talk about pro football, but we don't want to
yeah.
talk about pro football. I'm just kind of disappointed. I don't know if you can tell in my voice, my man.
No, I can tell. I feel for you. And all the Cowboys. I know Coach Smith is a big, or Terrell, Cash is. Cash is a big
Yeah,
Cowboy. He's a big Cowboy.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm not feeling so hot, And then I looked last night. It's like, okay, we did have a free agency signing. We signed the long snapper.
Well, there you go.
Anyway, man, let's go ahead and talk about some Pali football, man.
Sounds good.
Um, let's talk about. I kind of started the conversation with the student athletes a couple of weeks ago. We had Jake on, then we had Jake on, and then last week we had Cash. All three guys, tremendous, student athletes. And now I was like, Coach, can you give me an offensive dude? And even today,
Yeah.
he was like, "Hey, man, who do you want?" I'm like, "Come on, Coach, you out there with him every day." I was like, "Give me a QB." I think let me see what I put in the text. I really probably shouldn't be telling, but no, I was like, give me a Q. I said, wide receiver, QB, or running back, just somebody. And he's like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm gonna try to get Brett. I'm like, all right, cool, get Brett,
Right.
man. So kind of tell us about the beginning of your Pali football experience.
Yeah, so I came in during the COVID year. So freshman year, we were doing, I know Jake said this, we were that's my brother. Um, we started doing our workouts in the summer, like right in the parking lot on
Yeah,
concrete,
yeah.
with Coach Marsden, who I look up to completely, and I really appreciate all the
He's the
things.
GOAT. He's the Pali football
Yeah,
GOAT.
yeah, he's
Absolutely.
done tremendous things for me. And yeah, it's kind of like where we kind of met everyone. It was definitely weird I know it was weird for the sophomores because they were sophomores, but to them, they felt like they were freshmen. And yeah, kind of there is where I met Roman, who I've been friends with now for 4 years. And yeah,
Now, did you always want to play football?
um, it
Were
was
you a
always
baseball or basketball or lacrosse
so
guy?
I was a basketball guy up until COVID. Actually, I was in the All Stars for my rec center, and we were finishing up a tournament, and then we got the call that COVID happened. And yeah, basically over COVID, I think I watched some documentary. I'm not sure what it was, and then I realized, okay, I think football is for me.
Football's for you. Okay. Favorite player, man. Favorite player growing up, or who had a impact on you, as you kind of lean toward playing football.
Yeah, ooh, that is tough. Um, I hate to say it, but it was Jared Goff for sure.
Okay.
I
No,
would
Jared.
say,
Listen,
yeah,
I mean, he's a baller. I mean, he balled
yeah,
out for the Lions.
yeah.
He balled out for the Rams a little bit. So no, I mean, he's he kind of up and down a little bit, but he
That's
did his thing.
yeah. But
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean, definitely him. I would say kind of my opening to football was probably like Julio Jones was big for
Okay.
me on the Falcons when he had that huge year. I
Okay.
really respect him. Um, yeah, I would say I know it's kind of a funky answer, Jared Goff, but like that was kind of my guy up
Yeah.
until obviously we know what happened, but
No, that's what's up. That's what's up. Okay.
yeah.
So Coach Marsden, again, GOAT, coming through COVID. And so what was it like returning back to the football field? You know, you were, you know, couldn't play, couldn't hang out, couldn't attend school for that matter.
Yeah.
And then they were like, okay, let's come back. We're gonna slowly open things up. We're gonna
Right.
slowly have a JV team and a varsity
Yeah.
football team. Now, did you were you on or a part of his last JV football squad?
I was.
Okay.
I was.
So
Yeah.
so yeah, I was kind of there a little bit, watching you
Yeah.
guys. Coach Marsden just wanted you guys to ball against anybody. So I think you
Yeah.
guys played out in Hawthorne, you had Banning come over, you had
We
Newberry
did.
Park. What was
Yeah.
that experience like for you, after COVID, coming back and then putting on the pads and, trying to have a regular football season in a sense?
Yeah, it was interesting because that was going into high school was my first time playing tackle football. I played flag football with Jake and Jesse actually since literally I was 7 years old. We've been on the same team up until
Which
COVID.
team was that?
We played at the Palisades Rec Center, so
Okay.
we just had a ton of different flag football teams.
Gotcha.
But I
Okay.
mean, yeah, us three have played football with each other like our entire
Gotcha.
lives. It's been
Gotcha.
really cool.
Gotcha.
Um, but yeah, no, coming in, it was all of our first times like playing tackle football, so we were kind of all in it together. It was definitely funky because I was working at the summer camp at Pali, and I just remember having to get all my stuff and run up to the parking lot at like the top of the school, and we were doing sprints because they wouldn't let us on the field. Um, yeah, I mean, it was a crazy experience. It's one I'll never forget, and I've learned so many lessons from it. And I think Coach Marsden like applied his expertise to us perfectly, and I really appreciate him for doing that.
Absolutely. Now, when you started playing football with Coach Marsden, what position did you play? Were you still
So
playing?
I was a quarterback. I just Roman started I think the first 6 games, and then he got moved up to varsity after the injury to Dylan. And then I kind of took over the team, and we didn't really skip a beat.
Got you. How was that, man? How was that for you? I mean, you just sitting over there, hey, okay, watching
Yeah,
Roman do his thing, and it's like, all right, he got caught up. Hey, wait, now I'm the man now. Okay, what was that? What was that mindset? And I always say, Coach Hyde, when he was here, he would always ask, at least from what I understand from my son, he would always ask the question, "What is the mindset?" So, what was your mindset going from a non-starter to all of a sudden being the starting JV QB?
yeah. I mean, it was definitely a frustrating first 6 weeks, just because obviously I was 14 years old. Like I want to be on the field as much as possible. I think the mindset, just kind of keeping cool. I would talk to my dad every night and just kind of waiting for my turn. Like as you said, I mean, there's only one quarterback. There's not three different quarterbacks in the field. It's a hard position, and I kind of threw myself in there. And so when I got that, I remember getting the call that I was going to be the starter for the rest of the season, and I just remember how excited I was and determined to just you know keep it going.
Absolutely. No, yeah, we kind of talked about a pregame about we were talking about being the prospective starter, right?
Yeah,
And the conversation was like, we know that we're going to have two, sometimes three, receivers,
yeah,
or at least three, at least two, maybe three, maybe
yeah.
four receivers. You got one
Yeah,
tight end, you got one center. You only got one QB on the field. And so
yeah,
everybody, they want that leadership position because I think it is a leadership role, especially on the offense, because if the QB doesn't function well,
right.
then you might have a good team. You might be able to depend on your running back to get some yards. You might depend on Saquon, but what if Saquon gets hurt, right?
Yeah.
Then ultimately, so you got to be that guy. Talk about your leadership skills, man. I mean, do you consider yourself a leader? Outside of Pally football, are you a leader in the classroom? With group assignments. Just kind of talk about the leadership role that you have on the field and off the field?
Yeah, so not to fool myself, but yes, I do. And consider myself a leader. And I know this is corny, but my favorite saying from Spider-Man is "With great power comes great responsibility," and I literally live by that. I participate outside of football in a lot of nonprofit organizations where I do have leadership roles. I am talking to a lot of people. So now that I finally have the opportunity to kind of apply that to the football field, like I'm totally ready for it. And six periods been a really good test for me of kind of applying myself to the players and making sure that we are working as hard as possible so we can achieve our goal. But I think what's really important is just being transparent. I think that's always huge. And when you can't always yell at guys because they're not always going to listen to you.
Yeah,
Like your son Savior, my freshman year I look up to a ton too for a lot of leadership skills. And you can't always be hard on them because they're not always going to listen. You have to give some credit before you're going to give some negative criticism.
yeah.
And that's kind of how we can build as a team and build as a program.
Absolutely. So, it's funny because growing up, I didn't see myself, I'm sorry, I didn't see, um, I didn't see some of my kids as leaders,
Right.
especially in that kind of realm. So when you mentioned Savior, shout out to son number three. It was just really striking and surprising to see a guy who was normally kind of laid back and chill and reserved to take on the leadership role that he had. And so, that's the thing about football. It allows you to kind of grow and blossom. And it allows folks to step into a role of leadership where they wouldn't ordinarily have stepped up. And by your own admission, you're like, look, I'm made for this. You know, great responsibility. I'm Spider-Man on the field. But I do it anyway. And so, for those of you guys on the field who are leaders outside in the classrooms, that's a wonderful asset. That's a wonderful asset to have to bring into the football, onto the football field because you're able to command and garner the respect of your teammates, especially, you mentioned Jake and Jesse. You guys have been in the trenches for quite some time, man. Talk about your relationship with just those guys and some of the other buddies that you hang out. Because I'm sure it's probably you probably got 10 or 12 guys that you can kind of hang out and chill. But talk
Yeah.
about the relationship that you have with Jake, Jesse, and some of the other guys you have on your football team.
Yeah. So Jake, Jesse, and I have a really special relationship that I cherish and I will for the rest of my life. We started together and we're gonna end it together, which I think is really special.
Yeah.
We've been close our entire life. Always, literally, I've been talking football with each other since we were 7. Our dads all coached together. We would watch Super Bowls together. Like we honestly did many, many things together. Me and Jake even tried baseball together when we realized that we were not very good at baseball. Um,
Wait, let me ask you. Now, Jake, he did try volleyball, man. Have you tried out or thought about
yeah,
trying volleyball?
not volleyball, but I played lacrosse for a little bit,
Okay,
and I'm going to after this football season.
got you.
Yeah, so I think me and Jake are both going to play lacrosse. I think we talked about that a little bit.
Absolutely. No, that's cool because you need to know the mindset of the guys that you're battling with every single in this case every single Friday afternoon,
Yeah,
Friday evening. And
yeah,
so, because you have that relationship already, you guys kind of know the expectations of one another and just being able to um, just go out there and do your very best. Now, I like Jesse's tenacity. I love Jake's tenacity and Cash and the rest of the guys on
yeah,
defense. But no, you guys are gonna have a good football season, and I know you guys are gonna do well. But this is the proving time, right? You
yeah,
got the 7-on-7s coming up, man. So right now, Roman has graduated.
yeah,
He's no longer QB number one. So we got a whole, your QB room is,
yeah,
is a handful of you guys. What kind of mindset? Because, like it's going back to our original thought about being QB1. What is your mindset? As to participating in the 7-on-7s in hopes of, because right now there's a long way to go. We got March, April, May, June,
Yeah.
July, and then games start later on in August. So what do you have to do to get yourself ready and be QB number one?
Yeah. I think obviously a big component is being accepted by the team. And when you step onto the field, there's an obvious presence that you are QB1 and that's acknowledged by the team. I think leadership, as we talked about, is a huge role. So my mindset is leadership and just really doing anything that the team needs me to do to propel us to success, and I think really our main objective right now is again doing what no other Pali team has done, and that is win a championship. So whether that's me at QB or someone else at QB or us both playing QB, whatever we can do as a team to win is I'm all for.
Absolutely. No, and the thing about, QB, everybody wants to, though, it takes special guys to be the QB.
Yeah,
And you guys, I know yourself, I know Matthias, he's a tall drinker of water. He
yeah,
has that he has that height. You have the, I guess, the years of, playing at that position. And
yeah,
so, it's gonna be a wonderful opportunity for the both of you to
yeah. I'm excited. I'm
do
excited.
your thing and compete. And the most important thing, as we move into 7-on-7 season, this is the proving time, right? This is where you get those reps in, so that coaches can make evaluations and they can see, okay, well, his spiral is kind of tight or his spiral is kind of, and when I say his, I'm not necessarily talking about you. I'm just talking about, the
Yeah, no, I
QB
got you.
room, the QB
Yeah,
room, so they get a chance to make evaluations and judgment calls. And so, you know, hopefully, just go out there and ball out, man. Just ball out. Now,
yeah,
let me ask you, um, any goals? Any goals for this year? This is your senior campaign. You've kind of, hung around sophomore. You saw what happened, right? We get to the chip.
yeah,
My son kind of, every time I'm talking with the student athletes, he's like, Dad, you have to bring it up again. It's like, so I'm just going to stop right there. You went to the chip
yeah,
last year. You guys got stopped a little bit early. And it was, Guardian was it was a great game, but we just couldn't get over the hump, man. And then we had the refs all in the tee and trying to, it was just crazy. But you didn't get there.
yeah.
So this year, going back to your senior year, what are some of your personal goals that you would like to see happen for? Now, I know you want to get to the chip. I know
Yeah.
that. But what kind of personal goals have you kind of set for yourself?
For myself, throw obviously as little interceptions as I can, hopefully 0. Um, I would like to throw 25 plus touchdowns, and really what I would like is to go 10-0 and win the championship. I think like sailing off into the sunset, like just like that would be amazing and it would be awesome.
No, that'd be tremendous. That'd be
Yeah,
that'd be tremendous, man. And
it would be something.
yeah, it'd be
We
special.
can
I
do it.
mean,
We can do it. We have the kids to do it. We just need everyone to buy in, and
yeah,
we can do it. We can
yeah.
do it.
Yeah, and then you got period six. You got your dad's. Jake's dad, Eric, is helping out. Shout out to Eric, who's
Yeah,
doing this thing, making sure you guys have what you need. And the Pali football community, they're going to rally around. Like you got parents helping. You got a dad, like myself, who doesn't have a child on the football team. I got a nephew, but you know. I'm still connected. Moms, you got, they're gonna bring the lunches and all that kind of good stuff. The Pali football community is deep, and they're gonna help you guys do whatever it is that you want to do to be successful and to win. And we just rooting. We just rooting for you, for you and your teammates, and also the coach. But and speaking of coach, man, we got a new coach last year, man. Uh,
yeah,
how has Coach Smith kind of changed the dynamic, with Pali football, from your viewpoint?
I think he's bringing in a tenacity and a sense of discipline that I think we've needed for the last 10 years in this program. Last year was definitely a little shaky, but obviously it's going to be. He was just feeling it out. I think coach also being a quarterback and playing at a really high level as he did at Kansas is really valuable to our success because he knows what it takes. And I feel like he's kind of demonstrated that to us. So I think him bringing in discipline is really going to be a game changer for us. And yeah, he's a very level headed guy, and I really appreciate him for coming to this program.
Absolutely. Now, Coach Smith is,
Yeah.
super nice dude, and I'm hoping nothing but success for him as he continues to grow and
Yeah.
trying to put a nice program together that is respectable by other opponents. So let me ask you, um, after high school is over, man, what are some of your thoughts? I already see one. Yeah, let me go ahead and mark it off over here, and let me see if you're going to say it. Let me see if you're going to say what I think you're going to say. Okay, so I kind of wrote it down over there. Um, Past high school, what do you see yourself? What is something that you think you would, like to venture off into? I mean, you got the Bitcoin, you got the financial thing, you
Yeah.
got the content creation thing, you
Yeah.
got you know, there's so many things that you can do, Brett. What is
Yeah.
one thing that you think you might want to do and focus on after high school?
I personally think I have a lot of knowledge in the sports field. And I think whether that's in a management job, in an analyst job, um, yeah, I think any kind of something in that field because I feel like I know, in my opinion, I know a lot about sports to like not go pursue that and not go try that. So after my 4 years of education, I would love to dive deeper into that field.
Got you. Something in sports.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Okay. No, you can come over and you can take my job, man. Cause my son, my
Yeah.
oldest son, he was like, Dad, how long do you think you're gonna be in doing what you're doing with Pally football? I'm like, he's like, I think you kind of like it. I'm like, yeah, this is fun, dude. This is fun. He's like, well, you're gonna do it past your nephew when he graduates. What you gonna do? I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
know. This is fun, man. I mean, so do you think you could, be a commentator, color analyst? What is it? You gonna take Rich Eisen's job? What you gonna do,
I mean, hey, if I was awarded Rich Eisen's job, I feel like I
man?
couldn't not take that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, Rich does this thing, and one of my other favorites that I don't get a chance to watch too much. I used to listen to all the time. Dan Patrick,
Yeah.
all these guys. These sports uh, sports analysis. Just how they kind of break down and I mean, they make a big impact on sports in our world because we love sports. I mean, for all the way down from little league all the way up to Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. He was like, we love it all, right?
Yeah.
We love it all. No, that's what's up, man. One of the things I probably should have asked you earlier is, now's the time for you to kind of begin to think about college and
Yeah.
making choices and applying. Which colleges do you see you kind of going to once high school is over?
I would preferably like to stay in California.
Okay.
I don't see how I could leave here. I mean, there's just
Okay.
so many different opportunities, and
Man,
it's just a mess. Um,
absolutely.
yeah, so, last week, I just toured, University of Santa Barbara, which
Okay.
is definitely at the top of my choice right now. It's right on the
Ooh,
beach, so I can go surf.
yeah.
Um, and then yeah, that's big for me. And then I'm also visiting San Diego State this weekend as well.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to stay local.
Yeah, I would like, yeah, local.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So are those the only two that you're looking at in California, or you're kind of looking at, those are just coming to mind right now?
Yeah, it's kinda coming to mind right now, and then also one of my older brothers who went to Boulder, I'm also looking at, of course.
Ooh,
Yeah, let's go Buffs.
okay. So you're looking okay. So you're looking at Colorado, huh?
Yeah.
I mean that would be a good college town. It's rated one of the top college
Yeah.
towns in America. I mean, it's an awesome view from what they from what I've seen on TV, right, and from
Yeah.
the media, and then you go there and you can get caught into the hype of rooting for and Dion and the rest of the boys over there, and and
Yeah.
having a good time over there. Go Buffs. So that's
Yeah.
what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. No, this has been cool, man. Yeah, I think we covered just about everything, man. Is there anything else that we did not uncover that you would like to discuss, man? Open mic for Brett.
Open mic. Um,
Man, I
dude.
don't I don't want to put you on the spot.
No. I can. I do want to say who I think one of our breakout receivers is going to be this year.
Absolutely,
Uh,
go for it.
yeah, Max Adrazi. I
Okay,
think he's been in the program for 3 years now. I would say he's one of my top targets. We both understand football the same way.
okay.
He's been grinding, he's been lifting, he's been getting faster, and I'm really excited to see what he's going to do this season.
So you know what? Let's go ahead and finish up the conversation with some of the guys that you're going to be in the trenches with next year. Now, of course, me. I know the seniors. I know, some of the guys who are who've graduated or who will graduate, like Jaden. Let me see who else. Jaden is.
Yeah.
Wait, Braden.
Right.
Roman. Some of those
Boom.
guys.
Yeah.
They're graduating. I know some of our running backs are kind of new. They're sophomore, juniors next year.
Yeah.
So educate me as I'm brand new to Pali. Who are some of the guys that I need to watch on offense and then on defense? So let's start with offensive first, from your uh, viewpoint.
Offense, yeah, as I said, Max for sure. I think he's going to be huge this year. Really underrated. I
Okay.
totally think he's going to break out this year. We have King on the outside
Yes.
who has made huge strides. Even he went crazy on JV, and he's even made huge strides to where we are in March.
Okay.
We have our two-headed running back monster, Terrell and Harrison, who I
Okay.
think are probably the best running backs in the Western League, and we have both of them on our team.
Yeah.
We have Cole, who's going to be protecting the blind side this year. He'll be an anchor on our O line.
Man, everybody talks about Cole. I'm gonna have to get Cole on here because Cole
Yeah,
is
you should. You
man.
should.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cole. I love messing around with Cole. He's just a big dude, and
Yeah.
he's just a big dude. So okay, all right, go ahead and finish.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I would say that's yeah for the offense. I think that's about it.
Okay, what about defense?
Defense, of course, we have Jake, Jesse, and Cash. Who have been our linebackers for going on a year 3.
Yeah.
I think someone to look out for is Rowan Flynn,
Okay.
who's in and out of that linebacker lineup and kind of finding his way. I think he's really underrated. He's working really hard. I think he had also an underrated season last year. We have Joseph, who I think is going to be first team all league defensive end this year.
Okay.
He really, I would say he definitely helped Evan get some of his sacks last year, and he would always come back on the sideline and get really mad because he didn't get a sack that he think he deserved.
Okay.
So this year will finally be his year to do that. And then Braden's little brother Jackson, who's also made huge strides. I think he's going to be a very good DB for us this year.
Jackson, what number did Jackson wear last year? Was it 16?
I want to say 20.
20. Okay. All right.
I think.
I'm
I
okay.
could be wrong.
Okay. I have a picture of a young guy who I think I'm gonna have to look him up because
Yeah.
this dude I saw him. I mean, I don't know him, but I just because I'm around, I would see folks practicing and
Right.
so he was a little guy,
Okay.
but again, this dude I saw him this year on VAR,
Yeah.
and he had a little little walk to him. I'm like, okay, I see you, young
Yeah.
buck. I see you. So I'm thinking it might be the same guy. I don't know.
It could be. Yeah. It
It
could be.
could be. I
It
mean,
could be.
because what position did he play last year?
He played corner.
Okay. Was he real thin?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I
Yeah,
think that
it
must
could be
be
him. It could be him.
it could be him. You said he wore 20, huh? Okay,
Yeah,
I think it's the
I
same guy.
think so. You got to fact check me on that though.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm a fact check. I'm a fact check myself.
Okay.
But no, because sometimes, so here's the thing, man. I was thinking about this other day. Sometimes you see guys, who go out and be like, this little dude, what are he doing over here? He don't need to be playing. And then by the time they come to their senior year, oh
Yeah.
man, there's some beasts. I'm thinking one guy who played with my second son, I'm like, okay, he don't look like he can play. But
Yeah.
nah, when he turned a senior, that senioritis kicked in and he was on the spot. He was running the field. I'm like, okay, I see you,
Yeah.
young man. So I mean, that's all a part of the maturation process. So it's
Yeah.
all good. I try not to hold people who they used to be. So you come in as a young sophomore, junior, freshman, and you still got a lot to learn. But that senior year, oh man, they come out laying the wood and knocking everybody out. So I think it's the
Yeah.
same person that we're talking about. So we'll just
Yeah.
keep that in
It
mind.
probably
Okay.
is.
All right. Anybody else that we need to be on the lookout for?
Um, I hate to say it, but me. I mean,
Okay. Man, I
yeah.
was waiting for you to say you. You got
Yeah, I
plenty.
mean, yeah. I'm really
Duh.
yeah. I'm ready to I'm really ready to take the reins and kind of show what I've been learning the past 3 years and apply it to the
Absolutely.
field and hopefully have a result in victory because I think it
Absolutely.
will.
Absolutely. No, that's what's up, man. And I'm sure we still got some 7-on-7s that's going to come up
Yeah.
in a couple of weeks, and so I'm sure coach will put you guys in a position. I know we have some coaches who are not returning. I'm sure he's going to find some coaches to come who's going to add value to the football team so that you guys can operate at your optimal performance and do the very best that you can do each and every week. And I'm sure with your leadership skills, not only with you, but you got Jake, you got Jesse, you got Cash. You
Yeah.
got some guys who can go through and we're gonna be looking for some leaders. And so I'm looking at y'all, man. I'm looking at y'all. And I'm not gonna put too much pressure on you, man, after the games, whatnot. If you get that starting nine, be like, hey dude, give me an interview. Be like, all right. You just gotta be like, hey, I got you. Just be like, I got you.
Yeah.
Win, lose, or draw. Be like, I got you.
Okay.
All
We'll do.
right. All right. I
We'll do.
appreciate you. Hey man, any last words, man, that you want to say before we close up the show, man? I appreciate you hopping on, man, and thanks for being available.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I just wanted to really enforce my teammates to really let's take this serious. Let's get the show on the road. Like I know me and a lot of the seniors, we're ready to go win that championship, and we can only do that as a team. We can't just do that with the seniors. So, and yeah, we're ready to show people what we can do.
Absolutely. Hey, my man, do me a favor. Hang out in the green room. We'll come back. Let me close up the show, and I'll come back, and we can, chop it up, and then, at the end. So just don't go nowhere. Don't log off yet. Just kind of hang in the green room, and I'll close up the show, my man. I appreciate you hopping on.
Sounds good. Thanks
Brett.
for having me. Appreciate
All
it.
right, not a problem. Not a problem. All right, so that was a pretty cool interview right there with Brett Fetterman, and QB. He's aiming for the top spot. There's only one spot that he would prefer, and that's the starting QB position. So we'll see. He knows that he has to go through a proving process. He has to win the job from just being that leader on the field, and just doing his thing, and making sure that his coaches recognize his ability to get the ball out. Now it's not going to be an easy process, but we'll see. I believe in Brett. I believe in I just believe whoever is going to may the best man win. That's what I'm trying to say. May the best man win, and I kind of believe in Brett. So Brett, thank you for hopping on. Man, it was a wonderful episode. I love to get guys on here who are football, whose football IQ is top notch, and Brett is definitely one of those guys. And so he claims to be a talker. He is a talker, and I wrote over here that he was going to be someone going to some kind of public service, be a politician or something like that. So that's kind of what I put down over here. I kind of scribbled on my desk, but no, he says he kind of wants to do something in sports. And so again, good luck to you, Brett. And man, it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful season, not only for him, but for the rest of his teammates as they kind of get closer and closer, better and better for the fall contest. So Man, I'm so ticked off that Facebook did not work tonight. And hopefully, if you're watching the live stream, I appreciate you. I'm sure Brett appreciates you. But it is what it is. This is definitely an interview for the archives. And so, other than that, man, I think I'm done. I need to go ahead and sip on some more of my sweet tea over here. And next week, I think next week we're going to have Coach Smith come back. He's going to join us. And we're going to kind of talk about what's happening in the sixth period football season or period, and just the impact that Jake's dad, Eric, is having, making sure that the boys are top notch, getting ready for the fall season. Other than that, I am Mr. Riley. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching another episode of This Week in Pali Football. I will catch you next week. Have a wonderful week. And as always, go Pali. Peace. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.
Hey, win on me, win on 3, ready, 1, 2, 3. Win! Oh, yeah! Stop playing with a P! Stop playing with a P! Stop playing with a P! Stop